もない時代の集落の名もない幼い少年の誰も知らない
Welcome everybody to the top 10 absolutely worst lewd, also known as ecchi anime ever made. My name is Misty/Kinexia, and I understand that with a headline like this, you're already gunning down for that dislike button. Which is fair. I mean, who am I to trash talk your favorite smut anime, am I right? But look, I've seen a lot of shows and I have nothing against good, punchy perversion if it's done right. However, most often enough, that's not what studio aim for, and that devolves into pure fanservice with no heads or tail. So hopefully you can hear me out as I tell you exactly what I hate about these 10 anime that simply make my head spin and how terrible these ecchi anime are. But hey, before we get into this treacherous list, allow me to tell you about today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Nutaku.net. I got a cool shirt. If you do not know, Nutaku is a web platform that allows you to play 18 plus games at your leisure time. If you would like to test them out, they have a great selection of titles that you can test out. Personally, I've played a lot of their games on there, like Crush Crush, that's a clicker time sync type game, or card collecting one. I seriously spent a lot of time in this one. Fucking gachapon machines, they're so addictive. There's tower defenses, story-driven ones, puzzle games, seriously it goes on forever. And don't worry if you're underage and simply would like to play these cool games without the nudity, or simply because you're better than myself, you can go on Nutaku.com instead, where all the games are still available but in censored down format. Just make sure you click on the right link in the description. Again, the .net is for the 18 plus version and the .com is for the censored one. But enough stalling, let's talk about those 10 worst anime you came to see, shall we? Number 10, Triage X. Yeah, I'm putting this piece of crap in this list, and I hope you can hear me out if you don't already share that opinion. Triage X started off real strong. It was a story about Arashi, a teenager who was caught in crossfire of a terrorist attack. After being rescued by a surgeon, Arashi joins his team of vigilante who are in charge of taking down criminal organizations. And here's the thing, if the story was just about that, fine, I would have loved it as much as I enjoy gangsta. The problem I have with it is they went and slattered ecchi scenes all over this plot, which was completely unnecessary and would make you roll your eyes anytime you'd see one. Also, if you had the misfortune of seeing the TV version and not the DVD one, you had a giant paintbrush streak of censoring every 2 seconds. It's awful. Number 9, Asuka. Asuka is a shining example that having a good premise, great art, and a decent soundtrack is not enough to save your anime if your fanservice drown the story, if the characters are flat as one-dimensional ironing boards, and if there's no synergy whatsoever. Asuka is a poor excuse of a plot being scotched together to put the main character in a precarious situation and, most importantly, perverted ones. When the anime got announced back in 2015, I was pretty hyped about it. The manga, while not groundbreaking, had a decent reputation, but Lord, oh Lord, beholds what the train wreck brings you. The plot is supposed to be about exorcising monsters, but it's always put on hold so the main character can get a handful of damn tig old biddies. Yeah, I'm done with this one. Next. Number 8, Valkyrie Drive Mermaid. Where do I even begin with this one? You know, when it comes to ecchi, there's potential for great stories. High School DxD, Shokugeki no Soma, No Game No Life, the list goes on, seriously. But when you tip the scale and put your story second to blatant fanservice, it tells me, the viewer, you care very little for the show. Oh, you want to hear the premise? A girl who's always teased about being a virgin wakes up on an island. She's powered up by being aroused and kissed by another girl, to which then leads to some bullshit fighting. You know, there's some anime that embrace the ridicule and extreme like Cross-Ange, but these guys just go over the uncanny hump and make it good. This one's just subpar. Now I don't want to talk about this one. Alright, fine. Number 7, Sin Nanatsu no Taizai. Alright, so here we have Sin. I think it's a pretty self-aware title, but beyond that, what is it about? Well, it's a compilation of religious divine entities and demon folklore going at each other while boobs bounces left and right. The story is, well, lacking. Lucifer pissed off God, got sent to hell. She pissed off the 7 deadly sins and got her power locked up, so she fights them all off. Here's the thing with how they handle fanservice in this show. I have no problem with how women handle their body. That's their prerogative. But this is a blatant objectifying of women. The feminazi would have such a field trip with this one. I will say, however, I'm putting it kinda high on this list because I like the art. It's colorful and bubbly. I enjoy that, but it fails in every other categories for me. So no, it still belongs here. Number 6, Military. There's something oddly disturbing about that show that I just couldn't put my finger on while I was watching it, until a few episodes later when I figured it out. It's the chibi art style. It makes the story look like every character is 6 years old, and since there's no counterindication that those are adult characters, well, why should I believe otherwise? Now, normally there's nothing wrong with putting kids in anime, like you started it very well, but when you make it the main genre as of ecchi, you cross a line that's pretty upsetting in my credo. The comedy is pretty funny, and for a short 3 minutes per episode's kind of anime, it would be solid if there weren't panty shots every 15 seconds, come on. Number 5, Sekai de Ichiban Tsuyoku Naritai. What the fuck even is this anime? Look, I understand Keijo, the anime. It's a similar ring battle type where girls in swimsuit use powerful attacks to knock each other in the water. It's stupid, but it's entertaining. They take the fanservice to a level that becomes absurd, and that's great, it works. Sekatsuyo doesn't. Here's the premise. You got 2 pop idol singers, one get injured by a pro wrestler, so the other one decides to dropkick her in the face and switch career like she's playing the board game Life to become a pro wrestler as well. Seems inconspicuous enough, but it's stupid. Every wrestling match turned into oddly erotic submissions. Like seriously, just imagine flipping the genders. Can you imagine McGregor doing this to Mayweather? It's so disrespectful to the girls and the sports itself, honestly. Number 4, Momokyun Sword. You know, there's a saying that goes somewhere along the line of, if you take a turd and you polish it, at the end of the day, it's still a turd. Well, this is exactly the case of this anime. Momokyun Sword is a comedy, slice-of-life, fantasy, historical, adventure, action, ecchi drama. You see the problem? It's too many fucking things at once. All of it fitting under the cover of the ecchi umbrella. The anime is pretty, I'll give it that, but it's so hollow, there's no substance whatsoever. Even the ecchi is underwhelming. Bouncy boobs, panty shot, cleavage are about the most you'll get out of it. The characters are lifeless and the story you won't care about, so don't bother.
これ全然防御力ないよ。痛いし暑いし寒いし。
じゃあ、ちょうど最新型のアーマーがあるぜ。
Number 3, Bikini Warriors. First off, I can't shake off the feeling the logo of that anime is a complete ripoff of Dragon Quest, but whatever, that doesn't really impact the anime itself. I'm sure you all have this one friend who likes to tell a joke, but once the joke is done, he keeps pushing it, and it turns from something somewhat funny to an excruciating headache. Well, that's what Bikini Warriors is all about. They spend the whole first episode dragging the joke that bikini aren't proper armors for fighting in dungeons. Like I said, it's a funny bit, but it doesn't deserve a whole episode. Beyond that, there's a minimal animation, characters are bland, and they end up being lustful models. It's unsatisfying to watch on every front, and you're gonna watch it to prove me wrong, and you'll see that I was right to begin with. Number 2, Master of Martial Arts. I think my best comparison for this anime is without a doubt Hikito-sen. Hikito-sen, if you don't know, is a story about several schools fighting each other, where most of the cast are girls and clothes rip apart easily. It's goofy, a bit ludicrous, but it also has a story supporting it, which I'm fine with. But then there's Master of Martial Arts, which is like if they took every bad decision about Ikito-sen and focused on them. The story is a tournament-like battle royale fight between 11 girls who has to throw down in the hope of earning the platonic heart, a jewel that can grant any wish. To quote Donald Trump, sounds good, doesn't work. The girl punches each other and clothes rip apart in the most retarded fashion. It's truly appalling. And finally, number 1, my nemesis, we meet again. Green Green, welcome to the most horrendous creation anime has ever made. Green Green is without a doubt the anime I despise the most. A story that begins with no story for 10 episodes, then in the span of the last 2 episodes they come up with some bullshit supernatural nonsense. A comedy that is flat out insulting to anyone with an IQ above self-awareness. A romance that is so forced that even arranged marriage are like, bro, that's not cool. And then just a bucket of fan service of poor quality just poured over everything. Here's the thing, I hate the characters so much that I can't even enjoy seeing them naked. Watch at your own risk, cause I ain't no fucking liability, I warned your ass. Stay the fuck away. Stay away. Just don't. Alright, I think I'm ready now. Yeah, it's all good. I prepare myself for this incoming flurry of dislikes to strike me. Sacrifices must be made in war, especially when you fight pianos. Bonus point if you get that reference. Now, mind you, those might still be anime you enjoy, and I don't want to take that away from you. They do provide their fair share of entertainment, but yes, I do feel like they failed at their main task, and I stand by this list. So instead, if you want some quality smut, why not hit on the Nutaku website? They have countless free games you can play for hours. If you don't know where to start, I suggest you try Kamihime Project R. The game is oddly addictive. Otherwise, I mean, try them all, I'm sure you'll find something fitting your taste. But either way, that's all the time that I had for today. If you'd like to find a good selection of ecchi anime, I can always recommend you a previous list that I did that had the best in it. Maybe that will be more interesting for you. Hopefully you found the video entertaining at the very least. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Love ya!
Hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, you know I'd like to change.